Today, we are diving into a rivalry so deep, so passionate, that it's fought not on a battlefield, but in kitchens and on football fields. It's a story about food, football, and family in Bengal. Let's get right into it. So let me ask you something. Picture this. A huge, nail-biting football match just ended. And the final score? Well, that decides what everyone in your neighborhood is eating for dinner that night. Sounds kind of crazy, right? Well, in Calcutta, that's not a crazy hypothetical. It is a delicious reality. You see, when the two legendary clubs, Mohun Bagan and East Bengal, go head-to-head, there's more than just a trophy on the line. If Mohun Bagan wins, their fans, known as the Ghotis, they celebrate with a huge feast of prawns. But if East Bengal takes the win, their supporters, the Bangals, rejoiced with the most prized fish of all, the Hilsa. This isn't just about sports, you guys. It's a window into a massive cultural divide with some really deep historical roots. So you have to be asking, how on earth did a rivalry over fish and football even get started? Well, the story begins with a line drawn on a map, a line that changed everything. Okay, first up, let's talk about the Ghotis. These are the original inhabitants of West Bengal. You can think of them as the established locals, the ones whose families have been in the region for generations, living a pretty settled and secure life. And then on the other side of this divide, you have the Bangals. Now their story is different. This term is for Bengalis whose families came over from East Bengal, what is now Bangladesh, mostly during the incredibly painful partition of India back in 1947. The Bengals arrived as Udbastu, which means refugees. I mean, they had lost everything, and they had to completely rebuild their lives from the ground up. And you can imagine this created some real tension with the more established Ghotis, sparking this long-running debate about culture, identity, and, well, who was superior. And one of the most vibrant, and let's be honest, delicious battlegrounds for this rivalry is, of course, the kitchen. This is where you can literally taste the difference. At the very heart of this food fight are two heavyweight champions. In the Ghotis corner, it is all about golda chingri. We're talking big, juicy, succulent prawns. And in the Bengali corner, the undisputed king is ilish mach, the legendary Hilsa fish. And their whole approach to cooking couldn't be more different. Ghoti food often has just a little hint of sweetness, a pinch of sugar that creates these really rich, paste-based curries. Bengali cuisine, on the other hand, is famous for being fiery and spicy. They prefer lighter dishes that pack a punch, often using pungent black mustard seeds for that extra kick. It even comes down to the kind of fish they prefer. Ghotis go for big river fish and prawns, while Bengalis are masters of cooking all sorts of smaller, more delicate fish. But that makes you wonder, doesn't it? It's not just about a different style. Bengal cuisine is known for having a much wider variety of dishes. So why is that? Well, the answer isn't in a cookbook, it's on a map. 500. Just let that number sink in. That's roughly how many different kinds of fish are found in the rivers of East Bengal. You see, the region is a massive delta, crisscrossed by these huge rivers like the Padma and the Meghna. It's basically an aquatic paradise. So naturally, this incredible biodiversity gave Bengal cooks a way bigger and more diverse pantry to play with. And the undisputed king of all these fish is the Hilsa from the Padma River. Seriously, this fish is a legend. It's so special that it has a geographic indicator, a GI tag in Bangladesh. That's the same kind of protection that champagne gets in France. It's so culturally and economically important that when its population was threatened, it literally became a subject of Hilsa diplomacy between India and Bangladesh just to manage exports. This isn't just food, people. It's a national treasure and a powerful symbol of the Bengali identity. Okay, so we've talked about food, but this rivalry goes way beyond the dinner table. It pops up in everything from religious ceremonies to the very way people talk. Yeah, the cultural differences can be surprisingly specific. Like during celebrations, Ghotis blow a conch shell. Bengals, on the other hand, make this incredible high-pitched trilling sound with their tongue called ululation. They even celebrate a major festival, Lakshmi Puja, on completely different days. And of course, there's the never-ending friendly teasing about dialects. Ghotis get made fun of for their supposedly nasal accent, while Bengals get ribbed for their gruff delivery. And over time, all these little differences gave rise to these big personality stereotypes. Because they had to fight for survival and start from scratch, Bengals are often seen as the adventurous risk-takers. Ghotis, by contrast, with their long history of stability, are stereotyped as being more focused on security, preferring a calm, settled life.
It's really a story of one group shaped by struggle and the other by stability.
So that's the history. But what about today? What does this rivalry actually look like now? Well, like any great story, this one has evolved, and those once sharp lines have started to get a little blurry. What used to be a real source of social friction has softened into what people now call a bittersweet rivalry. It's become a playful, almost fun part of being Bengali. It's a source of good-natured jokes, lively debates, and actually a whole lot of cultural pride for both sides. And what's the single biggest reason for this beautiful blending of cultures? Well, as food historian Preetha Sen points out, it's love. As more Ghotis and Bangals got married, their families, their traditions, and maybe most importantly, their recipes all started to mix together.
So now, that intense football derby we started with, it looks a lot different. Today, a Ghoti and a Bengal are way more likely to be watching that game side by side, laughing and teasing each other, no matter which team actually wins.
It really makes you think, doesn't it? Maybe the best end to a great rivalry isn't one side winning, but a beautiful fusion where everyone gets to enjoy the very best of both worlds, all on one single incredibly delicious plate.